this 2009 Dodge Ram Cummins turbo diesel. It's got the 6.7. It's got a ATS compound turbo kit on it, fully built Suncoast tranny, you know, injectors, fuel system, the whole 9 yards. Pretty much a fully built truck. You know, aside from, you know, like a cam, a built head, stuff like that. But come over here, we'll check this out. Right here, this is the ATS Aurora 7500 turbo kit, and this is I think it's like a 66 millimeter wheel. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it's over the factory VGT turbo. So you keep the factory exhaust brake and you know, the factory spool up as well. Right here, this is the ATS Twin Cp3 Kit, and basically this adds an extra factory CP3, which is the injection pump that keeps the rail pressure. You know, this is the common rail injection system. It has 100 horse industrial injection tips on the injectors, Hamilton valve springs, ARP head studs, and but yeah, at this high boost levels and this power level, the factory CP3, technically it might keep up close, but this just kind of assures that we have enough fuel. This setup right here should support, you know, 800 to 1,000 horse with the dual CP3. Right now this truck should be sitting around 650, 700, you know, and probably 14 to 1,500 foot-pounds of torque. But it's got a BD intercooler, you know, paint match bumper and grill. It has the Synergy suspension, 3-inch lift with Fox shocks, RBP 20x9 wheels with 35x1250 20-inch tires. But yeah, awesome truck. So looking forward to showing you guys how it drives. All right, go for a drive. Oh, hey Ty, fancy seeing you here. What's up? Safety first. So yeah, what's up guys? Today we're driving the Cummins, and so I guess we'll do a few little performance tests. If you guys can't see, this is probably like a 5, maybe 6% grade. We're going up a nice little hill. We're doing, looking at it, but yeah, so we're going up about a 5% grade. Maybe 6 or 7, somewhere in there. But hopefully you'll be able to see it good on this camera over here. I'll just kind of roll into it. It's in 5th gear with the torque converter locked. 4th gear, all right, torque converter locked. Just roll into it. Sorry about that. You can hear some wind noise. This is back weather stripping. Over here is coming off the window or whatever. Yeah, you seen that? That was about 40 to 110. Basically just like nothing. I mean, it's just crazy how actually fast this truck is. You know, good thing they have decent brakes on them from the factory for, you know, towing trailers and shit like that. So, but I mean, it definitely doesn't stop, or, you know, as good as it could. But I mean, as far as the turbo kit, you know, daily drivable, towable, all that stuff, you know, it's perfectly fine. You'd never really be able to tell just hopping in this truck, you know, driving it daily until you really got into it, you know, and you put your foot down and you had 650 plus horse, you know, just in your essentially daily driver, or daily tow rig, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this truck is lifted. It's got you know, the 3-inch lift on it, 20-inch wheels, 35-inch tires, and I mean, it drives pretty decent. Right now the tires are new, so they're, you know, normally when they're newer they have a little bit of squishy, and they're mud trained, so they got the big rubber lug. so you know it's kind of squishy and stuff, which makes it kind of scary going that fast in something this big. Yeah, like I said, with the factory VGT turbo, it comes with the exhaust brake. Which really helps out towing trailers. You know, this thing has a fifth wheel hitch in it, Prodigy brake controller. So I mean, hooking up a camper or boat or anything like that, going up in the hills, you'd have no issues. I mean, this could be, you know, your daily driver, your race truck, tow rig, all that, all in one. And that's what's really cool about it. You know, the Cummins engine, the 6.7, I mean, it's kind of based off the older design of the 5.9, and that's been around forever, and they really have the technology in that down. I mean, it's a great engine. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, talk all kinds of shit about, you know, the Fords and the Chevys and the Cummins, and everybody's against each other. But in my mind, they're all good trucks in their own ways. You know, some of them have certain downfalls and stuff like that. But I mean, they're all decent trucks. It kind of comes up to personal preference. So I mean, I'm not like, you know, my daily driver's the 7.3 Power Stroke. I wish it was a little less of a dinosaur, but you know, it's reliable and slow. It doesn't break. But yeah, I mean, this truck's fast as shit, and it's reliable. But it took a lot of money to get it there, you know, with the right parts and stuff like that. But what? The kit? Oh yeah. And so the turbo kit on it, it's the Aurora ATS. It's Aurora 7500 over the factory VGT turbo, so it's a compound turbo kit. It's basically a big giant turbo, you know, as you'll see. It you know, it doesn't really spool, you know, until you actually want it to, which is nice because it stays down low. You know, the compound setup, you know, the smaller turbo sucks through the bigger turbo, and then once the bigger turbo lights, it blows through the smaller turbo. So the Aurora 7500 turbo kit, it's got the ATS dual CP3, Hamilton valve springs, which kind of help with valve flow. When you have that much boost pressure pushing down on the valve springs, it'll actually push them down, and you know, you don't want that, so you need a tighter spring, you know, stronger spring to hold back that boost pressure, as well as the ARP head studs to hold you know, hold the head down with that high cylinder pressures. Right now, I'm not sure exactly how many pounds of boost the factory map sensor gauge peaks out at, I think 39, because of the elevation we're at right here. I think it's a 50 psi gauge because it's scaled because of the, you know, that. So I mean, it's 39 so far, but I think it's probably 50 or 60 or something like that. It's the non-wastegated one, as well as it's a Suncoast Omega 3 competition transmission, which those things are like, I think, close to $7,000. And I mean, the 68 RF, it's a good design. They just put, you know, some cheaper parts in them from the factory. You know, once you actually get the good parts in them, and, you know, the billet shafts and the upgraded clutches and all that stuff, it really helps out with them. Another issue is with the factory tuning on the trannies. You know, they'll go into fifth gear and they'll stay in fifth or sixth gear, so under high load. So that's why a lot of the fifth and sixth gear clutches will burn out, you know, because it basically, instead of shifting down and getting into a lower gear with the higher RPM, it'll just keep that, you know, that load and just end up slipping the clutches, you know, in your overdrive gears. And this also has a Magnatech deep tranny pan on it as well to keep the tranny temps lower. Currently it's tuned on EFI Live. It's got the switches, so it's like a programmable 5 position switch, and that's passed through on the OBD2 port, which is really nice with the EFI Live. And it you know, basically just makes so you can have a lower power tune on it, you know, for your daily driving or towing or whatever. And then when you want to get into race mode or whatever, just flip the switch to number 5 and go from there. But I'd really like to do a boosted launch somewhere. That'd be nice. But just a regular boosted launch right here. Let's see. Put that in 4. As you can see, I mean, this thing just freaking boogies, and it's crazy, the acceleration. You know, I mean, you could be on the highway, you know, just cruising 70 miles an hour, 70, 80 miles an hour, and you know, let's say there's somebody in front of you, or somebody's being a dick, and you know, you really want to just kind of tell them, you know, give them a big middle finger or whatever. But I mean, shit, it's like you're seriously taking off, you know, from a stoplight, even at 70 miles an hour with this thing. I mean, just how fast it actually picks up speed when you're already doing 70 miles an hour in a, you know, 7,000 pound truck, you know, 7 or 8,000 pound truck. It's just ridiculous. First gear right now, just roll in it. You guys can see behind me, there's actually pretty much 2 black marks, you know, where this thing actually took off at. Kind of spun a little bit and then went from there. But yeah, I mean, I've been kind of beating on this thing for a little while, and you know, haven't had any issues, or you know, anything arose today, or you know, I mean, the tranny temp's great, the coolant temp, all that stuff. I mean, it like I said, just drives like a factory truck, just with a shitload more power. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up my my review of the Twin Turbo Cummins. You know, thank you guys for sticking around, subscribing. You know, if this is the first time you've watched any of my videos, be sure to stick around, subscribe. I got plenty of other projects and stuff like that, mostly drifting. I love diesel trucks, love to do a lot more with diesel trucks. You know, I do paint, body work, engine swaps, you know, drifting, you know, basically stuff like that. So feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. But you know, this is my first time actually reviewing a truck or a car or anything like that. It's something I'd like to get more into. You know, I'd kind of like to stick it, you know, with kind of more performance-oriented stuff versus stock things like that. But we'll see. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, be sure to let me know in the comments section. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks.